I'll say the students are very receptive to rating themselves, especially in math, when they know that they're using manipulatives, they understand how the activities are supposed to go. So as they're working with the manipulatives in that station, they're deciding at the end, did I use the manipulatives the right way? Did I understand that I'm supposed to roll a number cube and count or take away or add? And if they can say that they've done that successfully, then they can circle the smiley face because they know they've done strong work. If they had an issue maybe with counting, or they really didn't quite get it, but they knew the gist of it for the most part, that would be their straight face. And then, of course, if they just went and really didn't understand what they were doing, or if they just played the whole time, then they know that's a sad face. So they've really been honest about how they are with their centers. And then at the end, when we're finished with all four, what I do is I create an Excel sheet with the Google Sheets and labeled each one of the activities. And I just chart their responses, not mine. So if they were absent, I put absent. If they were out with special services, I notate that. Or even if they didn't mark something, I leave that blank. So all of these are their responses. And so I know, just based off of our first round of activities, that double compare is something that we need to work on. So comparing numbers when adding is something that we need to focus on, because I had a good majority that were still in that gray zone. So using the rating sheet where they get to self-assess themselves helps me redirect my instruction and put it where it's necessary. With planning and instruction, again, I use their responses. So I may start the day with some little activity that may focus on that particular skill. Sit in between times when we're lining up for lunch, we're waiting for specials, or it might be an exit at the end of the day during that quiet time as we're preparing for dismissal. When it's time to assess, or just before assessing, I'll create my small groups and come back with those individual students who rated themselves either at a smiley face, as a straight face or a sad face, just to check their level of understanding after we've gone through that reteach, to help clear up any misconceptions that they may have before I assess them at the end. Really, my only suggestion is to try it. You know, it's okay to give up some of your sense of structure to allow the kids take ownership of their learning and their understanding, whether that's them working independently, working with a peer. As long as they're actively engaged or working on the work, or as I've learned, it's called wow work, then they'll be able to really reflect on what they need. And as long as they're thinking critically, honestly, then we should be able to see who really needs the help instead of just generally clumping students in.